Good afternoon, dear guests, chairs, fellow researchers, and colleagues. My name is Hao Tianma, a PhD candidate from the School of Science for the Human Habitat in the University of Chinese Academy of Science, and I'm also working in the College of Architecture and Art in Taiyuan University of Technology. My co-worker, Dr. Jing Chen, is from Melbourne School of Design in the University of Melbourne. It's my great honor here to share and present our study, which is Anonymity Landscapes, transforming an abandoned COVID-19 field medical facility into a memorial park. In the following 10 minutes, I will present our study through these 7 parts, and the whole study framework was mainly followed in 3 stages, which is phenomena identification, theory extraction, and the design system reconstruction. Let's start from phenomena identification. First of all, I'd like to introduce some background of field hospitals. As we know, a global pandemic COVID-19 was exposed in 2019, and the infected cases exploded rapidly. For responding to this situation, Chinese government built 2 temporary field hospitals only around 10 days in Wuhan city, which called Leishanshan and Huoshanshan Hospital. After that, there are many field hospitals be constructed in worldwide, such as Brazil, Russia, Britain, and France. After pandemic, most of them be abandoned, which comes to a question that what's the space role of the field hospitals after retired? In our study, we decided to transform the field medical facility into a memorial park because, firstly, some data shows that in Wuhan, which is one of the biggest infected cities in China, people willing spend more time to stay in green spaces after pandemic, and increasingly people choose to stay in a relatively isolated and open environment. Secondly, according to the data from the 7th National Census of Wuhan City, there are over 12 million people in the city, and each of the districts had high density of population. From urban planning perspective, this city needs central parks in every district. And thirdly, these world-impacted events need to be memorized. Thus, a memorial park built in China was be focused in this study. After bibliometric analysis of 413 documents from Web of Science and 380 documents from the China National Knowledge Infrastructure, we found 3 major gaps in Chinese traditional monumental landscapes. Firstly, symbolic violence. Most of Chinese memorial design focusing on traditional monumental vertical structures and sculptures. Secondly, information overload. Most of them using tedious images, documents, and testimonials to represent historical events and people. Thirdly, affective detachment. Especially in China, most traditional monument parks overprotected of heritage, people can only see them behind the barriers. We believe these classic design methods are no longer suitable for contemporary memorial needs. These limitations should be improving. Thus, our research question comes that what will the space role be after field hospitals are retired, and how should the limitation of traditional memorial design be improved? For solve these questions, we selected the 5-hectare site Huoshanshan Hospital as our study area. These pictures shows that there are some functional area in the site, an existing facility, and a residential area surrounding the site. Based on this site history map, we could see the heritage still be abandoned there now, but the residential area are increasing. And according to Wuhan Territory Spatial Plan from 2021 to 2035, there are more residential area will be constructed here, which potentially prove that a public green space or central park is needed. Now, let's move on to the methodology. The whole study is followed evidence-based design method, and from this section, I will explain our theoretical foundation, which also called theory extraction stage. For build the theoretical framework of anonymity landscape memorial, we mainly extract 3 theories. Firstly, site of memory from Pierre Nora. He emphasized that not to establish what the past was really like, but rather to explore the utilization of the past and its impact on contemporary present. Secondly, the anti-memorial theory from James Young and Sue Ware. They indicate that the focus of memorial design should be shifting from heroic figures to victims, ordinary citizens, and the society ostracized. Thirdly, Wagner and Brask further explain counter-memorial, and they convince the memorial design should, using abstract and minimalist design, engage more participation activities and leave greater openness for experiencing and appropriating. And individuals perceive and interact with memorials in diverse ways. shaped by the unique personal connections and memories evoked during their exploration of the site. After all, we shifted these theoretical extractions to our anonymity landscape design method, which include not use the typical images, documents, and Tasmanians, but use visual perceptions and corporal sensation to provide a particular experience, not stable comfort and ease, but unstable discomfort and unease, not limit and prevent, but open and invite everyone to interact, not preserve directly, but recreate and reform to provide a new experience. And following this method, we create some scenarios to represent every principles. Firstly, the traditional memorial park usually use the typical monuments, sculptures, images, or documents to tell stories. But in this project, we abandon that way and using different infrastructure, landscaping designs, and constructions to provoke visitors' experience of scare of unknown and death, isolations, back to normal but still under the shadow of pandemic, and mindful and hopeful. Secondly, traditional memorial park always create elements to show stable, comfort, and ease, but in this project, unstable landform and discomfort and unease structures will be created to strengthen visitors' feeling and remembering. Thirdly, the preservations in Chinese traditional memorial park usually be hidden behind barriers. Visitors cannot touch or even photo it. But in this project, we will remove these limitations and invite visitors to interact. Besides, the edge and entrance of this project will also be opened. Fourthly, this project will not just leaving heritage there, but recycling them to recreate and reform. Aiming for a fluid memorial experience for visitors, the design is informed by following COVID-19 stages in Wuhan since January 2020, which include breakout, lockdown, reopen and ongoing, and next episode. Stage 1. Breakout. In this stage, the project will provide emotion of scare of unknown and death. There are 3 different entrances be designed to represent this experience. And here is a perspective rendering image of the entrance 1. Stage 2. Lockdown. In this stage, the isolation zone and isolation trials be designed to represent the experience and emotion of isolation during the lockdown period. Here is a rendering image that shows the perspective of isolation zone. Stage 3. Reopen and ongoing. A semi-underground exhibition space be created to represent the experience that even lots of city back to normal life, the virus still exists, people still living under the shadow of the pandemic. Here is a rendering image that shows the recycling material from hospital heritage be used to recreate installations. And also we have lighting design, just in case some visitors come here during night. In stage 4, 2 installations, mirror pillar and a meditation fountain be created to invite and encourage visitors to think about the future after the end of the pandemic and why it's happened. And also we have a rendering images to show the mirror pillar perspective. After combining and located all this scenario into the site, this is how the project looks like. Through the digital fabrication process in the new memorial park, visitors are not required to read many place cards or view monuments, but rather encouraged to experience the landscape and contemplate the nature of landscapes, cities, and the world we are living in. In conclusion, we found 3 main limitations of Chinese traditional memorial park, which include symbolic violence, information overload, and affective detachment. The main purpose of anonymity landscape design is not focused on heritage preservation, but advancing traditional memorial park design and civic life in the post-pandemic period. This study creating an abstract and minimalist design, which potentially provides the opportunity to attract more participatory activities and develop unique personal connections and memories for visitors. Besides, this project leaving more space for experience and occupation for individuals and encourage them progressing open-ended thinking in this journey. Moreover, this study providing a new design methodology and paradigm in Chinese public space design and a possibility for new urban civic life and public engagement. In the end, the Anonymity Memorial Landscape Design hybridizes landscape and architecture's experience and aesthetics and sustainability and multifunctional purpose. The public health concerns left behind by pandemic will be long-lasting. This project is still in the conceptual process, and the effect of post-pandemic citizen life cannot be precisely tested. But it provides a new design methodology and paradigm in Chinese public space design and possibility for new urban civic life and public engagement. More importantly, this project potentially provides a robust public realm, which is essential to urban dwellers in an era of increasing uncertainty world. This is all of my presentation today. Thank you for your listening.